Mesh game, we try to turn our hindsight to your foresight. My name's Ugo, your name is Blessed. Welcome to the video, and I hope you're having a lovely day. Now today, we're going to be talking about why you trying to control everything in your life will ultimately lead you down to being unhappy. It's really as simple as that. That's really the gist of the video. You're a couple of seconds in, you can really go home now. But why do I say that? Now look, I get it, especially when people are looking to control things within their life. Typically there's a lot of anxiety around it, but what I'm talking about here is people trying to control things that you can't control. Now there's something called the circle of control, and there's 3 levels to the circle of control. There's a circle of control. The circle of control, yes, the first one is control, the second one is influence, and the third one is concern. So in the circle of control, in the first circle, the little circle in the middle, is your circle of control. These are the things that you can actually physically control, whether it's what time you go to bed, what time you go to sleep, how much you exercise, how much you eat, if you reply to that text, how you react, you know, whether you're going to be offended by this, whether you're going to go out, whether you're going to work as hard as, whether you're going to sleep, whether you're going to sleep. Those are the things you can control. Now your circle of influence, those are things that you can, in the word, influence. You know, I can talk to my brother, my sister, my mom, be like, you know, you guys shouldn't do this, you should do this. I can do some, acts of goodwill. Maybe they'll listen to me. Maybe I can put in a meeting. You can influence certain situations around you, and you somewhat have control over that. You know, that you can just somewhat control it. It's the influence that you have, and so that's normally within the 6 degrees of our separation in terms of our friends, our family, the people through our social media, all those kind of things. Those are within your circle of influence. Now, the last circle is your circle of concern. Your circle of concern are things that you're concerned about, but you can't actually control. You know, Bojo, can't really control that guy, but I wish like he wouldn't be moving hella mad. You know them ones. You know, all those kind of things that, you know, how the country is going, how somebody feels about you is in your concern. Some, depending on who it is, it might be in your influence, but it's not in your control. And so if you're able to separate where the things you can control and the things you can't control, then it makes your life a lot easier. You know, a lot of times we're trying to control a lot of things within our life when the idea of life is literally chaos. You know, it's, if you did chemistry, you know about entropy. Life is just, you know, it continues to tend towards chaos, and our everyday fight is trying to restore order. No matter how many times you clean your room will get dirty again, and you have to clean it up again. It's just the cycle of life. It's just how it's going to be. You know, and no matter how much you shower, even if you stood there doing nothing, you will need to shower again. No matter how much you brush your teeth, you will still need to brush your teeth again. So there's some things in this life that you can't control. So when it comes into every situation, what time this is going to happen, the times that things in your life are going to take place, whether, you know, the kind of person that you're going to be with, whether it's in a relationship, this person needs to do this, X, Y, Z. If it's parents trying to control their kids, if it's kids trying to control parents, if it's you trying to control your boss trying to control you, you can't really control these situations. And trying so much to be in control of every situation, you know, and you always hear that term, are you trying to be right or are you trying to be happy? And sometimes the idea is not really trying to be right, it's just trying to be in control of every situation. Now, there is power to have some sensibility of being in control of situations, but you have to understand the extent of your reach. Now, if you're trying to control everything in your life from, you know, well, especially in terms of your interpersonal relationships with your friends, your family, and all those kind of things, you understand that not only is that jarring, but it's an unattainable task for you to complete, because trying to control everything, you realize that in reality you can't really control anything. There's only very little you can control in this life, because unpredictability is what life is. So the sooner you can deal with the anxiety of not being able to control a lot of things that you want to do in your life, you know, and there's a lot of things that you can't really control, especially like, you know, I can't really control, similarly you couldn't control when you were born, you can't control when you would die. And you know, we as human beings, as a civilization, we do our best to try and control a lot of things in our life. But ultimately the message within this video is, look, your life is one of those ones where you think you know something, you don't know anything. It's really what it is. And the more knowledge is one of those ones that the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. That's one of the coolest realizations that I had before I started Tickzon scheme. It's like when I started to know more, I realized I knew nothing at all. And the more you try to control things, you realize that more things spiral out of control, because you can't control things, especially when it comes to people. Now, you can't control how your boyfriend feels about you, you can't control how your mom feels about you, your dad feels about you, your girlfriend feels about you, your brother, your sister, all those kind of things. All you can do is somewhat cannot influence it by the way you carry yourself and the way you act and what you do. That's the only thing you can control. You can control how you act, and you can control how you react, and you can control what you do on a day-to-day basis. And ultimately focusing on those things, and ultimately understanding that you have to deal with the anxiety of what you can't control, which is just life. And having somewhat solace in that and understanding that will help you move further in this life in a bit more of a calmer energy, as opposed to stressing every day of like, oh, this needs to happen there, this needs to happen there, this needs to happen there, she needs to do this because I want her to do this at this point in time, he needs to do this, he needs to be this. From the moment, even if I'm like, this life is unpredictable. Enjoy the unpredictability, because the more you try to control everything in your life, the less control you actually realize you actually have in your life, or you'll be a pest, one of those ones. So ultimately, try to inject joy into your life any way you can, and I'll try to do an act of random kindness where you can, and understand the things you can control and the things you can't control. And ultimately, if you do those things, then you'll be able to accept life as it is and hopefully move forward in a more gently and happily thing. So in this juncture, my name has been Ugo, your name has been blessed. Don't forget to invest in yourself, your health, your wealth, and yeah, hit the like, subscribe, and have a blessed day. Take care. Go get your cash up, go get your bags up.